everybody, I'm Jeanne with Stila Cosmetics, and I'm so excited to be here today for two reasons. Number one, this is one of my very best friends, Jennifer Howard. Hello. Her coloring has always been one of my favorite colorings, the fair skin and the red hair. And my second reason is because I'm introducing One Step Foundation today. And this is something we've been working on for a long time, and I was so amazed at how incredibly well it turned out, thanks to our genius, Jill Tamayo, VP Product Development. One Step Foundation is true to its name. It's a primer, foundation, concealer, and then it sets itself as powder. With this product, you'll notice I'm going to do like a quick 2-minute application on her. I'm always starting in the center of her face and blending out, because this area is where you need coverage. This is where you get discoloration. You tend to see broken capillaries or larger pores all throughout here. So when I start here and I blend out to the perimeter of her face, she needs very little coverage out here. So if you can see, same on the other side while I do this. Start here, and then I'm going to blend out, because she does not need a lot of coverage throughout here. I always want to start in. I use the tip of the brush, of our foundation brush, to kind of stipple in this area around the nose, which will give it a little bit better coverage. And then whatever is left, there'll be a little foundation left on my brush, so it's just going to blend out through her face. Another good tip is when you're picking a color. I picked Tone for Jennifer, which is very similar to my coloration. I'm a light though, so light tends to have a little bit more yellow, and Tone has a little more pink. So if you see us looking together, side by side, you can tell we're kind of a similar skin tone, but I have a little more golden, and she has a little more red in her skin tone. A little bit more of a pink undertone. So as it's kind of blending out, you can tell that a lot of that redness has already been balanced. The reason you want people are attracted to the way skin looks is it looks healthy. Redness is usually like your nose gets red if you have a cold or you're sick or you have allergies. This, if you notice right around her nose, this is where we get broken capillaries, regardless of age. A lot of it has to do with the area that you live in, or just your natural skin, kind of how it reacts to just the environment. But all of this redness is going out already. What I would normally do too is like kind of around the nose area, like she's already had a lot gone, but I would use my finger to kind of pat on more. And it's not right or wrong to use a brush or hands. I use both. When you're using a finger like this, I'm gonna pat on with my finger or the brush. So what that does is it's gonna just get a little bit more coverage on just the area that she needs it, and then it just blends the rest out. So I'm gonna put a little bit on her eyes. Not only is One Step a primer, which means it primed her skin, then it blends out to be a foundation, and now using my fingers going over her eyes, which everybody needs a little more coverage here, it's turning into concealer. So that's the third task that it takes care of. People usually need concealer on their eyes because you need something for your shadow to stick to. When I put eyeshadow on her later, it's gonna give it something to adhere to. Otherwise, you're putting powder on top of skin that's gonna kind of evaporate and leave the skin prematurely. Look up. So I'm gonna put a little more right under her eye area. This is where you always typically need concealer. So if you notice kind of the darkness is going away, and you have really minimal darkness. You have a little redness around the eyes. We're in LA, so I don't find that a lot of people get allergies here, but what I do find is that the pollution is so bad that people's eyes get very sensitive. I'm from Texas though, and when I go home, it's typically allergies. There's different plant life there, there's trees. So, and I'm gonna do a little in the corner, and then I'm gonna do a little on this top eye. Close, a little more. So all of this is evening out. It's the redness in her skin is gone. It's giving her just a little bit of coverage. Okay, so let me give you a mirror and you tell me if you like this amount of coverage. You think it's too little, too much?
Oh no, that's great.
You like it?
Because it doesn't look powdery.
It doesn't look powdery.
Wonderful.
Right, but it's not too much. You can still see your natural skin shining through. Somebody should never compliment you on your makeup. They should always compliment you on the way you look or your skin. And you look beautiful. And the fourth thing it does is sets itself as powder. So by using it as a primer, by the primer that's included in One Step, it primed her skin. It made it like a ready canvas to take on the foundation. Then it would build from a foundation to a concealer, so I could give more coverage around her eye area and her nose area. And then it sets itself as a powder. So that one step, if I hadn't talked so much, that probably would have taken 2 minutes. So you can do that with Dylan chasing you around.
He can do that.
He can do that. Okay, thanks.